The text came through at 3:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. I was in a meeting with a client when my phone buzzed. I glanced at it, expecting something routine. Amber. Hey sis. Just I took out some loans in your name. Mom said it's fine since you have good credit and I don't. It's for my wedding, you understand. We'll pay you back eventually. LOI stared at the screen. Read it again. 3 times. My client asked if I was okay. I said I needed a moment. Stepped into the hallway. Called my bank. This is Riley Chen. I need to check for any recent credit inquiries or new accounts opened in my name. The representative clicked through screens. Then her voice changed. Miss Chen, I'm seeing multiple inquiries from the past week. 3 personal loans, 2 credit cards, and 1 auto loan application. My stomach dropped. How much total? The approved loans total $83,000. The credit cards have a combined limit of $35,000. Both are already showing charges. I didn't authorize any of this. I understand. I'm flagging these accounts immediately for fraud investigation. You'll need to file a police report and contact the Federal Trade Commission. I'll handle it. I hung up. My hands weren't shaking. They should have been. But I'd been preparing for this moment my entire life. I just hadn't known it until now. I didn't text Amber back. Instead, I called a different number. One I'd memorized from a financial crimes seminar I'd attended last year. FBI Financial Crimes Unit, Chicago Field Office. This is Special Agent Marcus Webb. How can I help you? My name is Riley Chen. My sister just committed identity theft and wire fraud. She's taken out $83,000 in loans using my personal information. She confessed via text message. I have documentation of everything. Agent Webb's tone sharpened. When did this occur? Within the past week. She's actively spending the money right now. I can tell you exactly where she be this afternoon. She's shopping for her wedding at the Bridal District downtown. Miss Chen, I need you to come to our office immediately. Bring everything you have. Don't contact your sister. Don't alert anyone in your family. Understood. I went back to my office. Told my boss I had a family emergency. Downloaded every bank statement, every credit report, every text message from Amber going back 2 years. Then I drove to the FBI field office with a folder full of evidence and a heart full of cold, clear rage. The pattern had been there since childhood. I just kept hoping it would change. When we were kids, Amber was the golden child. Pretty, charming, the one everyone loved. I was quiet, studious, the one everyone forgot about. When I was 12, I'd saved $400 from babysitting. Kept it in a shoebox under my bed. One day it vanished. Mom said Amber had needed it for cheerleading camp. Family shares, she'd said. Don't be selfish. When I was 16, I got my first credit card. A secured card with a $300 limit to build credit. I was careful, paid it off every month. 6 months in, I got a notice about missed payments. Amber had stolen the card. Maxed it out, ruined my credit score before I'd even graduated high school. Mom made me drop the charges. She's your sister. Family doesn't send family to jail. When I was 20, working full-time while going to college, Amber asked to borrow $2,000. For tuition, she said. I gave it to her because I was stupid and hopeful. She used it for a trip to Cancun with her boyfriend. Never paid me back. When I was 23, I got my first real job. Good salary, benefits, actual career prospects. I was careful with money. Built my credit back up. Saved aggressively. By 25, I had a credit score of $780,000 and $40,000 in savings. Amber, meanwhile, had a credit score of $510,000 and $30,000 in debt. She dropped out of college. Worked retail part-time. Lived with mom and dad rent-free. Now, at 28, I was a financial analyst making $95,000 a year. Amber was 26. Engaged to a guy named Derek who managed a vape shop, planning a wedding she couldn't afford. And apparently, she decided my identity was the solution to her problems. Special Agent Webb was in his 40s, sharp-eyed, no nonsense. He reviewed my documentation in silence for 20 minutes. His partner, Agent Lisa Torres, sat across from us taking notes. This is comprehensive, Webb finally said. You have text message confession, timeline of fraudulent applications, your own financial records proving you didn't authorize these loans. This is a strong case. How strong? Federal identity theft carries up to 15 years. Wire fraud adds another 20. Multiple counts. If convicted, your sister is looking at significant prison time. The words hung in the air. Prison time. My sister. Amber, who still slept with a stuffed rabbit from childhood. Amber, who cried at sad commercials. Amber, who'd stolen my identity and destroyed my credit without a second thought. What do you need from me? I asked. We need you to cooperate with a controlled operation. Don't alert your sister or your family. We're going to trace where the money went, who else might be involved, and catch her in the act of using the fraudulently obtained funds. You think someone else is involved? Agent Torres spoke up. Identity theft of this scale usually requires access to personal documents. Social security number, driver's license information, possibly tax documents. Someone helped her. I thought about that text. Mom said it's fine. My mother, I said quietly. My mother would have access to all my documents. She keeps copies of everything from when I lived at home. She has my social security card from when I was born. Webb nodded. We'll investigate that angle. For now, act normal. If your sister contacts you, respond casually. We need a few days to build the case. How will you catch her? You said she's wedding shopping today? Every Tuesday and Thursday. She posts about it constantly on Instagram. Torres smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. Then we'll go shopping too. I went home. Tried to act normal. My phone buzzed constantly. Amber, did you see my text? You're not mad, right? Amber. Riley. Come on. Don't ignore me. It's for my wedding. You know how important this is. Amber. Mom says you're being dramatic. It's just money. I'll pay you back after the wedding when Derek gets his promotion. Mom. Riley, your sister tells me you're upset. Don't be childish. Family helps family. This is Amber's special day. Don't ruin it. Mom, you make good money. You can afford this. Stop being selfish. I didn't respond to any of them. Just screenshotted everything and sent it to Agent Webb. His reply was immediate. Perfect. Keep saving these. This establishes knowledge and intent. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about prison. About Amber in an orange jumpsuit. About Mom's face when she realized what was happening. Then I thought about my credit score tanking. About the debt collectors who would come after me. About the years it would take to fix this. About every time I'd been told to just accept it, just let it go, just be the bigger person. About 12-year-old me, crying over my missing babysitting money. About 16-year-old me, learning my credit was ruined before I'd even had a chance to build it. About 20-year-old me, watching Amber's Kanken photos while I worked double shifts. I thought about all of it. And I didn't regret the call to the FBI for even a second. Thursday afternoon, Agent Webb called. We're moving today. Your sister just posted on Instagram that she's at Looks Bridal buying her dress. We have agents in position. We need you to come to the office. You'll need to officially identify her and provide a statement. Now? Now. I drove to the FBI office. They had me wait in a conference room with a live video feed. The feed showed the interior of Looks Bridal, cameras hidden, audio crystal clear. Amber was there. She looked happy, radiant, trying on an $8,000 wedding dress. Mom was with her, taking photos, crying happy tears. The sales associate was bringing champagne. That one, Amber said, twirling in front of the mirror. I'll take that one. Excellent choice, the associate said. With alterations, that will be $8,500. How would you like to pay? Amber pulled out a credit card. My credit card. One of the ones she'd opened in my name. The associate ran it. Perfect, Miss Chun. Approved. I watched my sister commit federal fraud in real time. Agent Torres sat next to me. Are you okay? I don't know yet. We're moving in 60 seconds. Your sister will be arrested. Your mother will be detained for questioning. This is your last chance to stop this. I thought about that. About stopping it. About being the bigger person. About family helps family. Don't stop, I said. Do your job. Exactly 60 seconds later, 4 FBI agents entered the bridal shop. I watched it happen on screen. Watched Amber's face go from confused to terrified. Watched Mom try to intervene. Watched the handcuffs go on. Watched my sister realize her life was about to change forever. Agent Webb turned off the feed. We need your official statement now. I gave it. Every detail. Every text. Every stolen dollar from my childhood to now. 2 hours of testimony, recorded and notarized. When I finished, Webb said, "Your sister is being processed now. She be arraigned tomorrow. Your mother is being questioned as an accessory. We found evidence she provided your personal documents and encouraged the fraud. What happens next? That depends on them. If they cooperate, plead guilty, show remorse, sentences might be reduced. If they fight it, go to trial, maintain innocence despite overwhelming evidence, they'll get the maximum. What would you do if it was your family?" He looked at me steadily. "I'd do exactly what you did. Family doesn't mean accepting abuse. It means holding each other accountable." Amber called from jail that night. I accepted the call. "Riley!" Her voice was panicked, raw from crying. "Riley, oh my God, you have to fix this. They arrested me, for trying to help my wedding. Tell them it was a misunderstanding." "It wasn't a misunderstanding. You stole my identity and committed federal fraud. I'm your sister. How could you call the FBI on me? What is wrong with you? You texted me that you'd stolen my identity. You confessed in writing. What did you think would happen?" "I thought you'd understand. I thought you'd help me like family is supposed to. Instead, you ruined my life." "No, Amber. You ruined your own life. You've been stealing from me since we were kids. Every time I let it go. Every time I was told to be the bigger person. Not this time. I'm in jail, Riley. They're saying I could go to prison for years. Years. Over money. Over stupid money that you have. Over $83,000 that I didn't have. That I'd now be responsible for. Over identity theft. Over fraud. Over crimes you committed and then bragged about via text message. Mom said you wouldn't mind. Mom was wrong. And Mom's being questioned as an accessory because she gave you my documents. Silence. Then, what? What? She's potentially facing charges too. For helping you commit federal crimes. No. Riley, you can't let them charge Mom. She didn't do anything. It was my idea. Then you should tell them that. Cooperate. Plead guilty. Take responsibility for once in your life. I can't go to prison, she whispered. Please, I'm begging you. Drop the charges. Tell them it was a mistake. Please. I thought about 12-year-old me begging for help. About 16-year-old me begging them to understand. About 20-year-old me begging to be seen. No, I said. You made your choice. Now live with it. I hung up. Dad called an hour later. He hadn't been at the bridal shop. Hadn't been arrested. But he just found out. Riley, what have you done? His voice shook. Your sister is in jail. Your mother is being questioned by the FBI. Over money? Over a wedding? How could you tear this family apart? I didn't tear it apart, Dad. It was already broken. I just stopped pretending it wasn't. She's your sister. She's a criminal. She stole my identity. She destroyed my credit. She committed federal fraud. Those aren't family disputes. Those are crimes. She would have paid you back. When? How? Family disputes. Those are family disputes. Those are crimes. She would have paid you back. When? How would he paid you back? She has no money, no job prospects, no credit. She was never going to pay me back. She was going to leave me holding $83,000 in debt while she enjoyed her wedding. So you sent her to prison instead? What kind of person does that to family? The kind who's tired of being a victim. The kind who learned that family doesn't mean being an eternal doormat. The kind who finally chose herself. If you don't drop these charges, you're not welcome in this family anymore. The ultimatum hung between us. Okay, I said simply. Okay, I'm not welcome. I accept that. I've spent my whole life not being welcome while pretending I was. At least now it's honest. Riley, goodbye, Dad. I hung up and blocked his number. The case moved quickly. Amber's lawyer contacted me through the FBI. She wanted to make a deal. Agent Webb explained. She pleaded guilty to identity theft and wire fraud. In exchange for cooperation and a guilty plea, the prosecutor will recommend 5 years with possibility of parole after 3. She'd have to pay full restitution, the $83,000 plus interest and penalties, probably around $100,000 total. And Mom? Your mother is being charged as an accessory. If she pleads guilty, she's looking at 2 years, likely suspended sentence with probation. She'd also owe restitution for her part. What if I said no deal? Then it goes to trial. With the evidence we have, they'd both be convicted. Amber would get 10 to 15 years. Your mother would get 5 to 7. No possibility of early parole. I sat with that information. 10 to 15 years. My sister would be over 40 when she got out. The prosecutor needs your input, Webb said. You're the victim. Your opinion matters. What do you think I should do? I think, he said carefully, that justice and vengeance are different things. One rehabilitates, one just punishes. Only you know which one you need. I thought about Amber in that bridal shop. About the joy on her face before the agents arrived. About how that joy was bought with my stolen identity. Then I thought about every time she'd stolen from me before. Every time she'd faced no consequences. Every time I'd been told to just let it go. I want the deal, I said. But with conditions. What conditions? Full restitution, payment plan managed by the court, not optional. Both of them attend financial counseling and therapy for compulsive spending. Amber gets job training while in prison, real skills, not just warehouse work. When she gets out, she has something to build on. And a restraining order. Neither of them contact me for 10 years minimum. Webb nodded slowly. I can relay that to the prosecutor. Those are reasonable conditions. And one more thing. I want them to understand why. I want them to hear a victim impact statement. I want them to sit there and listen to every single thing they did to me. Every dollar, every lie, every time I was told to accept it. I want it on the record. That can be arranged. The sentencing hearing was 3 months later. I walked into that courtroom in a suit I'd bought myself with money I'd earned. My hair was pulled back. My shoulders were straight. I looked at Amber and Mom in their orange jumpsuits and felt nothing but cold clarity. The judge called for victim impact statements. I stood. Your Honor, my name is Riley Chen. I'm here to talk about what it's like to be invisible in your own family. I read my statement for 20 minutes. Every theft, every betrayal, every time I'd been told family meant accepting abuse. I detailed the financial damage, not just the $83,000, but the cumulative harm over 16 years. I explained the emotional damage, the lesson learned that I didn't matter, that my needs were always less important, that I existed to be used. Amber cried through the whole thing. Mom stared at the table. When I finished, the judge asked if Amber or her mother wanted to respond. Amber stood. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't understand. I thought it was just money. I thought you had plenty. I didn't think about what it would do to you. I was selfish and stupid, and I deserve everything that's happening to me. I'm sorry. Mom stood next. I taught my daughters wrong. I taught them that Amber's needs mattered more than Riley's. I taught them that family meant sacrifice. But I only ever asked one of them to sacrifice. I failed as a mother. I'm sorry. The judge looked at me. Ms. Chen, you've requested specific sentencing conditions. Do you want to address why? Yes, Your Honor. I don't want revenge. I want change. I want my sister to have the opportunity to become someone who doesn't need to steal. I want my mother to understand that loving your children means treating them equally. I want them to have the chance to be better. But I also want them to face real consequences. Not for punishment's sake, but because consequences are how we learn. The judge nodded. The court accepts the plea agreement with Ms. Chen's additional conditions. Ms. Amber Chen, you are sentenced to 5 years in federal prison with possibility of parole after 3. Ms. Christine Chen, You are sentenced to 2 years, suspended, with 5 years probation. Both of you will comply with all restitution and rehabilitation requirements. This court is adjourned. I didn't visit Amber in prison. Not once during her 3 years inside. But I monitored her progress through the court system. She completed a business management certificate program, worked in the prison library, by all accounts behaved well. Mom sent letters, one every month for 3 years. I didn't respond, but I read them. The first ones were defensive, explaining, justifying. The later ones changed. Became reflective, honest, painful. One, about 18 months in, said, "I've started therapy like the court required. My therapist asked me to list times I chose Amber over you. I filled 6 pages, Riley. 6 pages? And those were just the times I could remember. I've spent 50 sessions now unpacking why I did it. The answer is ugly. I saw myself in Amber, the need to be admired, the fear of being ordinary, the desperation to matter. I saw your father in you, the quiet competence, the self-sufficiency, the ability to survive anything. I thought Amber needed protecting and you didn't. I was wrong. You needed protecting too. You needed a mother. I'm sorry I wasn't one. I kept that letter. Still have it. Amber got out after 3 years and 2 months. Good behavior. Completed all her programs. Had a job lined up at a nonprofit helping women with financial literacy. She sent me one message. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect anything. I just wanted you to know I'm out. I'm different. Prison changes you. Losing everything changes you. I'm working to be worthy of a second chance, even if that chance never includes you. Thank you for not giving up on me even when you gave me to the FBI. The conditions you asked for saved my life. Amber, I didn't respond. But I didn't delete it either. 5 years after the sentencing, I got a package. No return address. Inside was a money order for $500 and a note. This is my first payment outside the court-mandated restitution. I'm paying you back for the babysitting money. The $400 you saved when you were 12 that I stole for cheerleading camp. With interest, it's $500. I'll send $500 every month until I've repaid every dollar I ever took from you. Not because the court says I have to. Because I want to. Because you deserved better. Because I'm becoming someone who pays her debts. Amber, the money orders kept coming. Every month. $500. For 4 years. Now 10 years after that text message, I'm sitting in a coffee shop when someone approaches my table. I look up. It's Amber. She's 36 now. I'm 38. She looks different, older, tired. Real. I'm sorry to approach you, she says. The restraining order expired last month. I'm not trying to force anything. I wanted to thank you. For what? For calling the FBI. For making me face consequences. For not letting me get away with it. Prison was hell. Losing everything was hell. But becoming a person who steals from her sister? That was worse. You saved me from that. I don't know what to say. I work with women now, she continues. Women who've made mistakes. Bad choices. Crimes. I help them rebuild. I tell them my story. About the sister I stole from. About the FBI raid. About the 3 years inside. About learning that you can't fix a broken life by breaking someone else's. That's good, I say. I'm glad you found purpose in it. I paid off the restitution. All of it. Plus the extra payments. Plus interest. Your credit score is perfect now. I checked not by stealing your information, she adds quickly. I hired a lawyer to verify through proper channels. Everything I destroyed, I fixed. Thank you. We stand in awkward silence. I'm not asking to be sisters again, Amber finally says. I know that's gone. I just wanted you to know that I'm grateful. And I'm sorry, really truly sorry. She turns to leave. Amber, she stops. I'm proud of you, I say, for who you became after. Not despite the consequences, but because of them. She starts crying. Thank you. That means more than you know. She leaves. I sit with my coffee and think about justice and redemption and the space between them. People ask if I regret it. Regret calling the FBI. Regret sending my sister to prison. regret tearing my family apart. I tell them the truth. I don't regret it for a second. She stole my identity, but I gave myself back something more valuable: my boundaries, my self-respect, my refusal to be a victim. They taught me that family meant endless forgiveness without accountability. I taught them that real family means holding each other to higher standards, not lower ones. The FBI didn't tear us apart, the fraud did. I just stopped covering for it. If you've ever been told to accept abuse because it's family, remember this: the people who truly love you don't ask you to set yourself on fire to keep them warm. Share your story in the comments and hit subscribe for the next one.